Here's a nice little meditation for you. Write this one down. Always think of what you're doing as being easy, and it will be. That's pretty much it. Do you like that though? Do you like it? I like it. I like it a lot. And the reason that I like it is because it's true. Life is all about perception. And if you have a perception that what you are about to do is difficult, you are going into it with the mindset that it is going to be difficult, and that's just how the mind works. It will look for ways to make it difficult for you. It's the same with social interactions. If you ever go into a social interaction and you think, fuck, I hate this person, or like, I don't want to talk to this person, they seem mean. Well, that's exactly what happens. But if you go into it thinking, I like this person, guess what happens? They end up liking you. It's very funny how that works, isn't it? But it does work like that. And I think that the best way for you to get into that habit is to constantly just have this nice little easy undertone to it of the fact that, yeah, this is going to be easy. This is going to flow. This is going to be fine. And the reality of the situation is, it is. Every possible scenario you can imagine is going to be difficult if you think about the end result. But if you're just thinking about the moment-by-moment process, if you start thinking about it in the fourth dimension, I don't even know if that's true, but I don't know anything about dimensions or anything like that. I'm too stupid to understand science. But I think that what happens in the fourth dimension is that it's just you at every possible stage of your life that you could look at once. Time, right? Well, what you're doing is just looking at the thing instead of the end result in the third dimension imagination. Look, I shouldn't be using dimension analogies. The point is, if you're looking at the end result, you're going to think it's going to be difficult. Even if you're talking about something as simple as going to the gym. Going to the gym is going to be hard if you're thinking about you lifting weights and going there. Because then all that happens afterwards is that you start thinking, then I've got to put on my shoes, then I've got to leave the house, etc. But what happens if you just put your shoes on? That's pretty easy, isn't it? What happens if you walk out the door? Very easy. Unless you're agoraphobic. And if you're agoraphobic, probably a huge contingency of my audience here seeing as this is a very indoor activity, isn't it? Watching shit. That's about it. But if you're agoraphobic, look, my heart goes out to you, but just get out your door. Why don't you do it? Yeah, so all of these little teeny actions lead to the end result anyway. But the way to get yourself motivated to do it in the first place, I think Mel Robbins has the really good piece of advice, that solid piece of advice that really sticks into my head at least, of you're never going to feel like doing anything. Whatever you're doing right now is what you're going to feel like doing. So just understand that everything that you think in your head, you're just going to make it more difficult so you can convince yourself to just keep doing what you're doing at this moment. But if you start this in the back of your mind, you start getting into the habit of thinking that everything that you do in life is going to be easy. It ends up being easy. It's all just about the perception of it. So if you just go into any situation ever and saying, piece of cake, son, it's going to be better. It's just exactly the same as what I was talking about with happiness. If you are going in saying that I like myself, people are going to like you more. But also, if you just go into that thinking this is going to be an easy, fun reaction, it's going to be an easy, fun reaction. Everything is like that. So, what are you thinking in your head is difficult? You could really, really easily shift that perception. And it wouldn't be incorrect. It's just that you are looking at it, I'm imagining, from this final product result. But as I'm always saying, if you just start with one word, before you know it, you'll have a book. And that's the whole thing. You can convince yourself. And it doesn't, even if you find writing a word difficult, do you find it difficult to write a letter? Do you find it difficult to write a line? Do you think that I need to get any more absurd than that? Start at the point that you think is easy. Just have that in your head, that moment. An easy goal to achieve. And you know what else happens as well? Because as we're always saying, that your mind is just a goal-seeking machine. Your mind is a goal-seeking machine. If you program into it very, very simple goals, you're going to feel good when you get it. You're going to get that little ice addict dopamine hit. So there's your little piece of words of wisdom advice for you today. Think that the task that you're about to do is going to be easy, and it will be. If you sit there dragging your feet going, oh, it's going to be hard. Anyway, that's the advice that I have for you today. Very simple advice. I love you guys. Give me a like.